I am here with Rob Jones, who is the director for The Great Train Race by Robert Dawson Scott, which is the third play in our season. It opens in Glasgow on the 16th of September, and it is also the first of our co-productions with Aberdeen Performing Arts. So we're doing 3 shows that will then transfer up to Aberdeen. And this show is a particularly apt show to be travelling to Aberdeen, because it literally travels to Aberdeen.
It does. That's the story that we're hoping to tell. It's about the Great Train Race, as the title implies, which was a competition between 2 Scottish railway companies and their partner railway companies in England in 1895. To see who could run the fastest trains, essentially, between London and Aberdeen on the West Coast Main Line and the East Coast Main Line. But the really fun thing about it is those 2 lines converge at a sort of spot in the countryside that would otherwise be completely innocuous, but that spot is a signal box, which decides which train gets through first and thereby which train gets to Aberdeen first. And these guys, and it's all based on a true story, whereby these 2 companies would run trains and then take, they got it down from between 10 hours down to about 7 hours, and they would arrive at the signal box, sometimes within minutes of one another. And then, so it was all a race to see who could get to Aberdeen first. So it'll be exciting taking it up to Aberdeen. And it's also the East Coast, West Coast thing.
That kind of divide between
which I don't want to say too
different
much.
audiences might root for different.
Which I hope that'll help people get into it, because it is a really exciting story.
Yeah, and a good kind of historical.
Historical, but it's also, but it's not. It doesn't play. It has a lot of really interesting things in it, which are true stories. Which came out in the research and stuff. But at the same time, it doesn't hold too tightly to that. And it does, it introduces sort of 3 characters, who are the 3 actors on stage, who take us through the story in a way that's quite exciting.
Yeah, it's not a naturalistic.
No, it really isn't. Like you have the 2 railway companies who are in our story become Cammy and Norrie, who are 2 men who worked on the railways. Because one of the really interesting things about this is the conviction with which people supported the company they worked for, and how important they seem to attach to this commercial race. And then the 3rd character is the signal box. The
signal box, played by Joyce Faulkner.
Yes. So in the context of the play, she's sort of she's our narrator, she's our MC, she's the person who leads us on this story, which is a really nice sort of touch.
We've also got Ian Robertson and Grant LeBrook.
Yes.
So a good, strong cast of 3 character actors, a good little life, and
and a nice spread across Scotland as well. So it all works out quite well.
And this is the first show that you've directed for us at Play Pine Pines.
It is, which is quite exciting.
Yeah, how are you finding it?
I've been really enjoying it. It's a fantastic vibe. It's very much. I said actually before that it's almost the ultimate in grassroots theatre, because it's you pack them in and you make theatre for the audience more than you do in a lot of other places. Your focus is always on making sure that what you're putting on stage is something that people are going to be interested in. And so that's a really exciting way to work.
What have you been? Has it been anything unexpected, or have you been like, oh, this is different?
Well, I think so. It's not just being that this is the first one I've done, but also that I'm English in a room of 3 very strong personalities has been very entertaining.
So diplomatic.
No, it really is, and I think that'll come out in the play, that there is a really great chemistry between these guys. And they are really interested in telling the story in a way that people can really engage with. So for that, it's been a really exciting process.
Brilliant. Maybe do you want to give the audience a bit of a sense of what you've done before, what you're
sure.
Who are you?
Well, I'm a director, and I started directing after I went to Glasgow University.
As all the best people do.
Yes, which is a marvellous place to learn about what theatre is and stuff. And last year I was attached to the National Theatre of Scotland as one of their emerging directors. I assisted on John Tiffany's Macbeth of Alan Cumming, which was a fantastic experience. So I've made a lot of the Arches, and then some of the things that we developed for Arches Live went on last year to performance at Mayfesto at the Tron. I think the theatre culture of Glasgow is something that I am very excited to be becoming a part of. It's a place where I moved up here, you know, as you can tell from my voice, to study at university, and I didn't want to leave because I think the culture that surrounds Glasgow's theatre scene is just incredible, and I think it's the people involved in making it a lot more invested in a way that perhaps in London they're not. You know, it's
there are a lot of opportunities at different strata. So there's a, you know,
yeah.
There's a lot of ways in. There's a lot. It feels, to me, it feels like it's not. Everybody feels like they're part of the same culture. It's
Exactly.
not too stratified.
There's a community, and there's a community of people who really care about not only their own work, but about the work that everybody else is making.
Yeah.
And to feel invested in something like that, and then to be able to be, you know, as I've been for a long time, a very keen consumer of that. It's very exciting to be getting the chance to put my own mark on that blog, which is nice.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Thanks very much, Phil.
That's all right.